Hey there, everyone. Michael Damon here, back for some more content with starbeam.one, a little more of a product tour, and we're going to talk about inventory here. So to kind of catch everyone up, we went through and created our product definition, and now we are going to use that definition to produce product in this session here with the product tour. Let's begin. All right. Continuing where we left off here, we are here with our product definition. So these are our printing plates for our personal printing press, and they are used to issue new inventory. Kind of the key value here to be aware of is the number of issuances that we've had with those product definitions. In this case, this is 0. So for that particular definition. And so here we are with the inventory. I'm going to click on the inventory to produce inventory and also to manage any existing inventory that may be there. So, if there is inventory, that would be presented here, but there's not. And all we have is this button. Now, for some reason, I'm going to have to look into this. Again, this is day of launch here, and I really don't have any time to look into this, but unfortunately, the sales identity that was used to create the profile was not registered. So if you encounter this, you'll see a message here that you do not have a registered sales identity, and this should happen automatically. And I'll look into it and fix it. This is sort of day of launch and wanting to get this demo. So go ahead and go press that button, and you'll see your list of identities. The one that you provided here should show up. In my case, that is my Twitter account that I authenticated with, and it will ask to confirm, and there we go. Promoted identities. Great. So now we're back to our identities, and this is the list of sales identities that can be used to produce product. And actually, this is kind of good that this is shown here, just kind of provides some information around this. So getting back to our backup identity, right? We can chain identities to our account, and that's what this is. And so this is a way of providing additional identities to our account to publish product with. So we can select the different identities with that. So we can use an account, we can use a OAuth provider to back up our identity, or we can chain further identities to this account and use that to basically provide further identities with our account to publish product with that. So hopefully that makes sense. We just have one. We can keep it simple and just keep it as one. Most creators will be doing that. Most artists will be just having one, so you probably don't have to worry about that. And now we can press create new inventory, and there we have it. Our sales identity is registered, and I will look into that to figure out why that didn't automatically register, because that should be part of the process here. All right, so now we are presented with a list of those definitions that are eligible to produce additional inventory with. Now, keep in mind that a definition cannot be used to produce inventory unless it's brand new, which this one is here, or if it has already produced inventory and all that inventory has sold out. So those are the two conditions to be eligible to produce inventory, and we are going to select this. And here we are. We have loaded that definition, right? That definition has been loaded, and it is now loaded as a printing plate in our personal printing press. So we are getting ready here to produce that inventory. And as you can see, it loaded all of those values just like a printing plate for our printing press. So if I wanted to account for inflation, that's what I would do here, but I'm not. And just going through here, loading all of our values. Everything looks good, and it kind of provides a preview here of what this will look like on the marketplace when someone views our product, listed on the marketplace for a preview of that sort, something of that sort there. Okay, cool. So now we have our review button here, and if I want to, I'm going to mouse over that to see what that means. What this means is that it's not going to actually publish just yet, but what it's going to do is take us to a preview page, and hopefully this loads, and yes, it loads. So there's so much that happens there, and I'm so glad that happened, because this is the preview, right? So what we can do is we can click this to see exactly how this is going to work. and what this is going to look like before we publish, right? And there is a lot that goes on here, as you can imagine. It is basically kind of creating its own publishing system and just having it a place to load it, so that you can preview and get a sense of what this is going to look like before you say A-OK and get to that. So here we are. We got a little bit of all the content that's loaded, so exactly like how it's going to look like when someone purchases it and views it on their own. So here we go. Okay, and we can go here to the discovery. Yeah, all the parts of that are here. So let's see if I can get back here to that tab. So hopefully you can appreciate having that. You can preview that and then go back and edit that if you need to. And then the other thing it does is it kind of clearly states how many units are going to be produced, how many licenses will be produced at what price. Okay, great. So here we are, right? We're going to now confirm this. And this is irreversible, right? These licenses are going to be, or in this case, just one license is going to be produced and cannot be undone. But we can hide it from the marketplace if we choose to do so. So I'm going to click OK here, and here we go. Again, kind of just getting to anything can happen. And this is an involved process, right? And it's kicking off here. Now we're actually going to be producing that content. Hopefully this works. And now, great. Continue. Boom, there we go. We published that and it is out in Azure. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I don't believe you. And so I'm going to go to that, the storefront here that was used to publish that. So here you can go, get back to that storefront. It can now be purchased by anyone in the world that has a starbeam.one account. With flares in their account, enough flares in their account to purchase this, right? So here we are. Hopefully you get an idea of the workflow here. I'm going to hit back and go back to this success screen. Thankfully it is successful. And now I'm going to go to manage, right? So this manage, this is where you would go to hide that. So like, oops, I just made a mistake and I'm not very proud of this. I'm just going to discontinue that, or I changed my mind on the price, getting back to inflation. I want to get a little bit more money out of that, or I made a mistake or whatever. You can also change the price. This is a storefront, right? So you can modify that. And here's where you would go to enable and disable. You can do it per wave if you'd like. So if there are additional waves here, you can specify which ones would be enabled. So you can say, I published 11 licenses, but I only want the first one to be available, and then I'll sell the rest at a later time, sort of thing. You can do that. You can do that. And then also you can say for this issuance, I'm going to make this unavailable, and then but it will be unavailable, but the storefront will be there. And so if you want to delist it altogether and do not have the the storefront listed at all, you could also delist that. And dare I try that? So now I'm going to get a little risky here. I'm going to say, okay, so it's going to be delisted. And let's see if I can go back and view that storefront. That storefront's not there, right? So now I'm going to go back to that success screen and manage that. By the way, we'll get into notifications. If you ever want to get back to this product issuance, it's in your notifications. That's kind of where the history of events, impactful events, you can go there and find that success screen there. Okay, so getting back here, I'm going to list that again. And here we go. Awesome. Great. So kind of getting back to that that identifier, this one last thing, if you want to share that, remember we had that identifier with that product definition. Well, you can see that here, and we can copy and paste that, and we can also go to, so I'm going to copy that kind of real quick and just kind of hopefully just prove this out in real time. I actually haven't tested this, so I'm going to paste this, and you can see the latest issuance from under that. Hey, where'd you go? There we go. Great. So it's working. I can't believe it. This is so awesome. And you can hopefully get an appreciation. I just want to go back here to notifications. We haven't really explored that. just to kind of show you, inventory is created, you do get a notification there, and you can visit and get back to that page at any time. So sort of just any sort of major events that occurs are in your notifications, and you can visit your history there, so to speak, at any time. Great. So hopefully, I believe that's all of the things I wanted to cover for inventory. You can gain an appreciation here of all the things that occur to produce that inventory, and that'll give you an idea. And now we can go on to the next recording, whatever that is. This is the day of launch, so I will see you there wherever it is. Okay.